All right, Pisces, welcome back as we get started with your finance reading, my dears. I do hope all is well as we are at Friday. The last thing I remember saying to y'all is happy hump day, so I don't know what Thursday was about, but the new moon energy is live in effect. I hope you have set those intentions because this is like a great time to have done that. And focusing on those things, some of you guys may be looking into, I don't know, extra income, luxury. Completion, understanding, enlightenment, a side hustle, okay? Or something about the in-between, because like lunch and breakfast and then we have brunch. I love that. Something coming together, maybe even the side hustle coming together, child. But let's get started. Any questions, concerns, check the description box. I may answer them. If you're interested in products and services or booking, a lot of links there, as well as to Patreon if you want to join us on the other side. Here on YouTube, we have merchandise, membership, and the community board, which is my favorite, okay? I'm going to be posting some more stuff a little bit later today, but I'm trying to get this information to you guys, so just allow me a moment to do that. Now, as we get into the current energy, that is so cute. You got 12, you got 21, so if you're into numerology, I think our light codes here would involve the 2s and the 1s. So I got 12 and 21, that's 33, it's a 6. I think there's some reward for past effort coming. I did notice in the love reading there was some kind of wealth, health, spirit was involved, for leaving something alone or maybe something that went undone. You're going to be wrapping that up. Not sure, but I like it. If somebody owe you money, it's a good time to get that back. Or if you owe somebody, I don't know, but it didn't come up as debt, so I don't think it's that. All right, so let's see what we got here. Just because I want to shout out the Millennial Tarot. They have on the back of the card some individual meanings. May or may not resonate with you. That happens. But we have abundance, celebration of life, okay? In a long line, okay? I don't like long lines. And we have last night's squad, okay? So kind of like that morning after getting up and recuperating. Some of you guys, your funds are going to be recuperating from restlessness, or you've been dedicated towards something, okay? Networking and events. So we have networking and events in a long line, honey. I like that, okay? Maybe you come from a long line of luxury, child. But like I said, the Hermit is your card, Pisces, the Enlightened one. And then we have the World card, which talks about completion, success, and gambling. Some of us, I did see that there was like a need to be a little bit more risque or taking some risk involved. So I know, talking to my healers, my empaths, my Queen of Cups, we like to do things because we feel that they're the right thing to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, when finances or income is involved, we got to be mindful of generating that revenue. So some of you guys may be increasing or changing your price list, child, or some hobby or trait that you have could become the side hustle for you. But we're going to take a look at what it is, okay? Now, for some of you, a goal that you've been working toward is either something you're returning to or receiving reward for, okay? The inspiration for your goal is to change your life, to feel completed, to feel whole, to wrap something up. Some of you guys may be into, she got the orange juice and pouring it into the glass or whatever. So the details of it, making it look good, wrapping it up and completing it, all right? Now, a factor within your control regarding these finances, also in the lesson or the what you need to know, okay? Let's see what we have here. These cards are so little. I did see strength before. And then we have student loans, which could sometimes talk about debt. And then we have the Tower, which could talk about unexpected. So that's what I'm saying. That's a positive return on an investment that may shock you, not sure. We also have the Home Brewer. And like I said, they're pouring a glass. This is a side hustle. So it's like something you could do from home. All right, and you may be returning to, okay? But I have here, you're very knowledgeable. That's within your control, okay? And I have esoteric Wikipedia pages. Oh my God, humble brag, love it. All right, so we have been digging into esoteric knowledge ourselves, which is a little darker, which is a little bit more risque. because it's like I feel it is true enlightenment. And sometimes in this world, given the beliefs that are in the mass, lead or whatever religion in this society, I do feel to make it more taboo or to decrease the interest of the current. Let me make it scary. Let me make it dark. Let me make it wrong. So some of you guys could be reflecting on some things like that. Okay. Now, what else we got? A factor outside. Okay, that's within your control. Love that. Great. A factor outside of your control. You have the Emperor. Okay, so outside of your control, this is kind of like respect. It comes from others, okay, and stability, okay. So you may feel, oh, okay, I get that. There could have been some instability, I'll say that, and you could have felt that some things were out of your control. Very well could have been, but look, we have justice here again. So when I think about karma, when I think about debt, I do feel like there is an energy of, self-infliction. So something, like I said, that integrity, the back of your mind, the shadows, and that tower could represent having the courage to break free from that to get to this stability, okay? You may feel that it is out of your control, but I don't think that it is, okay? The path that you fear taking, see what I'm saying? We got the devil here. And so the devil came up in the daily vibe, which is your strength, actually, okay? And then in the devil, where it talks about a completion of a contract or an agreement. I do like that, all right? So maybe that's where some of the return may come from, a future accomplishment, and the first step to take towards your goal. So a future accomplishment for some of you is in the journey, okay? It could also be a house. I do like that, all right? Beauty products in nature and solitude, maybe getting out. It talks about do not disturb, okay? Even move, it says here, what will you consider using do not disturb mode before you move to a monastery in Tibet? So here we have that. Some of you guys are going to come out of your shell. I do feel like that too, because the hangman and the hermit is someone who may hold back and be more reserved, okay? And it's like if you want this luck, you want this change, you want to, complete a mission, you want to increase your finances, get this gain, your North Star, your star, your soul, okay? It does talking about admiration. So we did talk about admiration, we talked about respect, and it starts from within you, all right? And not waiting to take the bull by the horns and ride it. But I love that as we're looking out over the pier, okay? I do feel like you guys are going to get some sort of wish fulfillment. And if not that, you have kind of learned that you can't sit, wait, and wish, that there's action to be taken, okay? Now, Leo is the strength card, where it may fall in your chart. And we keep talking about how justice and Leo kind of share this energy of duality, okay? We kind of talk about that. Now, the duality standpoint is like a right-left brain kind of thing. And I feel like for some of you, where the temperance card came up, it's like we have the creative ideas, not necessarily knowing how to get it together, all right? So that's where the Emperor energy, where it's like out of our control, where we allow ourselves to kind of be led by others or lack that stability, that patience, or that strategic kind of mind frame, and how to turn these side hustles or, your gift, your craft, your hobbies into tangible income. Okay, my wife was like, yeah, that could be it. So I like that because we're overcoming that. And then, like I said, with the star, that is 17, which is also 8. And so 88, this also could be a light code or mystical, magical number for you today, because 88 is also an energy of finances and path and purpose. So I do like that. And then we have the sun here, which I like the sun, and it says Insta famous. So some of you guys could even be selling products or doing something on Instagram, changing your beliefs of some sort and how you see things, okay? And then kind of like getting that creative side and also that practical, realistic, dominant side in order. So I think you guys are going to become more dominant and reach out and make those connections and complete those goals and have the energy to be out there, because the hermit isn't out there, and that's okay when you retreat and you're in solitude and you're thinking and you're at the drawing board. But the world card crossing the hermit just talks about travel for some of you, or even getting out of one mindset, one location, one area, and being expansive. Well, that's a big deal, right? So that's kind of cool. The world card also gives me internet vibes. And then we just had the Insta famous and the star. So doing something online, getting more attention online and coming out of your shell. So look, even me as a reader, and I've played with this, I don't think like showing your hands and showing your face, I don't know if there's a big difference, because I have seen many readers with, you know, thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers, and they just do the cards in the hands. I buy a lot of cards, so I like to show you guys the cards. I also do the face up, but one thing I do know is when we hide in the shadow out of insecurities that could affect us and or the business. So just be mindful of that. Whatever it is that you're wanting to create, it's like you have to brand it, put your face on it, get out there, be enthusiastic about it, and not allow, you know, disbelief or, you know, I don't want anybody else to see this, because, you know, you could be into something, you know, different. And it's like, I don't want to be known for this, or, you know, I don't really share it on my social media, or, you know, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But developing the strength, right? Something about ego, something about grace, okay? And I think the Lady in the World card is very graceful, but the Emperor is very much the different, and how they both kind of sit aside. The Strength card says a lot, where we have like control by the subconscious and the guilt and the stuff. And then over here, we have a kind of more relaxed, laid back kind of energy, which brings us into some sort of completion about an area of our life that could have been stalled. And so if that's your career, if that's your purpose, if that's your finance, or how to make career and purpose and finance fit, there you have it, Pisces. And look, 12 minutes, 21 seconds. I swear I did not try to do that. Until next time, namaste.